Positive. Let's have a good ending to the story.
Bradley Cooper, welcome back. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I was going to start with a question, but you know the questions already, because what happened was, for you folks at home, I had left my copy of Bradley's interview questions here on the table.
And I did. I had to take a gander. I didn't know what it was, actually. Then I saw what was circled.
And you cheated. You
Yeah.
read the whole interview.
And I looked right down at the bottom, which I was like, oh, no.
No, so I'll get to that. All right, so now I know which ones you don't want to get to. Talk to me about the character. I saw this movie last week, and first of all, explain a little bit why he was in the mental institution in the first place.
Well, he actually was a plea bargain that he made with the courts because he was arrested for almost beating this guy to death who he caught cheating on him with his wife in the shower. And then when he made the plea bargain, he said, I'll just go in a mental institution, plead insanity. But while he was there, he gets diagnosed as being bipolar.
And which is a pretty good diagnosis for this guy. He walks a very fine line throughout this entire movie between being a guy who is adjusted or somewhat well-adjusted and a guy who's completely out of control.
Yeah, I mean, David O. Russell was very keen on making it authentic, and bipolarity is like, he always says, like snowflakes, no two are the same. So we had to be specific, and this guy has, anger management issues based on triggers that occur, and one of these triggers is a song.
Robert De Niro plays your father in this, and at first we look and we say, okay, this is just a great casting of a guy to play a father. As we get to know his character more, we start to understand a lot more about where the insanity in your character comes from.
It's true. Everybody's sort of a little bit on the fringe in this movie, and Robert De Niro plays a character who has major obsessive-compulsive disorder.
You didn't want to do this, or you weren't sure you wanted to do this part when you first read the script, and I understand that he was one of the people who had confidence and said, no, you absolutely should do it.
No, it's true. He also kind of championed me to get the role. I read it initially. Yet I'm from Philly. I'm Italian-American. I love the Eagles. Everything that I didn't have to work on. Yet I thought, oh, this role isn't really right for me. But it was because I was scared, because David O. Russell shoots movies where you have to really do it.
Right.
And it was demanding. And Bob said, just don't worry about it.
You mentioned loving the Eagles, and for people watching, they might say, why is that so important? The Eagles play a major part in this movie, the love for that football team. And on a side note, you have emotional memories of the Eagles as well. I know your dad passed away in 2011, and one of the last things you got to do with him.
That's right. We took him to the Green Bay, the playoff game the Sunday before he died. Yeah, we got to go on the field. It was pretty amazing. Yeah.
I mentioned Robert De Niro was here yesterday, and one of the things he talked about was that he likes to give advice to younger actors. And I asked him, first of all, he said you and he had become friends. Which, does that ever sound surreal?
Yeah.
As a young
it's
actor?
Nice because I tell everybody we're friends, so it's nice that he says it once in a while.
Yeah. No,
so I don't seem like some psychotic
fan. He said you're a bit of a stalker, but you've also become friends. But he did say that he has offered you advice, or at least talked to you about the business. What do you take away from his experience?
Oh man, and I do seek his advice a lot. He's not lying about that. And but more as an example, the guy has done over 40 films, been in the business for over 40 years, and he attacks it with the same veracity and enjoyment that I still do. So, and besides that, he's just a great human being. I mean, he's a family man. I love his morals. I love the way he walks through life.
And makes incredible choices.
Yeah, no, he's a superior human being.
So this is a very important day in your life for another reason, and you saw that because you actually penned it out here at the bottom.
I did, yeah. So I thought I got rid of that page.
No, actually, I can read through your pen. This is the last official day of your reign, unless you somehow pull the repeat here.
Well, I was talking to Bloomberg last night, and I said, how can we pull this off?
Yeah. How can we do this? You can take term limits out.
Exactly. Teach me. Show me the way. Wise one.
So unless anything like that happens, you will no longer, as of tomorrow, when People magazine names its new sexiest man in the universe, you will no longer hold that title. Traditionally, how does the sexiest man on the planet spend the last night of his reign?
Well, I think it was instituted back with Clooney, but there's a whole decompression that you go through. Yeah. After this, I get whisked away to somewhere in Wisconsin, and they just, they talk me down for about a week.
Somehow, I don't think it's you alone in a room. Are there others involved in this decompression?
Yeah. I think Matt Damon runs it now.
Yeah. You're in the middle of shooting Hangover 3, right?
Yeah, I love it. We're like 5.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's amazing. I mean, that was like once in a lifetime.
Well,
or 3 times.
I was going to say, fan of the first 2. I know I'll be a fan of the third one. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks,
you changed the dynamic around here somewhat, and Erica Levin's downstairs will never be the same. Silver Linings